Hey everybody, I'm Dave and this is Alaskan Homesteading. Today I have a little bit of a departure from the chicken coop build series. I'm working on a small mechanical build project today. Next week we are going to be going out dip net fishing in the Copper River. And to do that I need to bring a little bit of extra gear with us. We have a side-by-side that we'll be taking out there, and I've got a trailer that I need to tow behind it. But the trailer is originally for the lawnmower. It's really a garden cart. It's not necessarily the best thing for the job. It's not really necessarily built for off-road use or anything like that. But it'll do the job for us just to be able to haul coolers and stuff that won't fit in the cargo space of the UTV. Let's get started. This is the trailer in question. It's a little 18 cubic foot dump cart. It's got a little lever here. You can dump your materials out of the bed. It's great for hauling dirt and stuff around. We've beat it all to hell, of course. The thing I need to change is this hitch assembly. This is a kind of a pin assembly meant to be used with like a typical riding mower, which is how I've been towing it around on the property. But I need to add a regular trailer coupler to it so that I can tow it with our UTV. The thing I need to change is this pin coupler. This is really for a riding mower, and it's not appropriate for towing behind a UTV. So I bought a regular trailer coupler, which I think I can bolt onto here. It looks like the holes match up, and that'll let me tow this kind of just like a proper trailer on the regular 2-inch ball. And here's the side-by-side that we're going to be using to get down to our fishing spot along the Copper River. It's got a pretty limited little cargo bed back here that we can put kind of the essentials in, but if we want to bring a cooler and a bunch of ice and some chairs and dip nets and all that stuff, we really need more space. And so we've got the tow hitch on the back, and we'll be able to hook up this trailer once this thing is modified. All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We'll get this thing bolted on here and see if it fits the way I hope it will. Get our pin, take that out. And by the look of it, all these holes line up the way you'd expect. Okay, that's good. That fits right on there. Yeah, okay, well that'll fit. So I've got these, probably overdoing it with the amount of load this will ever see, but these are just some grade 5 bolts I picked up at the Napa around the corner. Some washers, a little split washer to lock it in place. There. So I think 2 grade 5 bolts in double shear through the coupler and the tongue of this little trailer is more than adequate. All right, well, that really couldn't be any simpler. It's a total no-brainer modification and completely reversible when I want to go back use this on the riding mower again, because the riding mower doesn't have a ball hitch on it. I might add one later just to make this a little more convenient. My old mower had a ball hitch on there, but the new one I got doesn't have that. Okay, well that's the first modification completed. Now there's another one I've got to work on. So conspicuously absent from this trailer is any kind of tie-down method. You know, I could hook some bungees or straps across the top edges of it, and that might hold things in. But I wanted to have something a little more, a positive connection. So I got some U-bolts here that we're going to attach. I got 10 of them. And you might think, I'm just going to poke holes in the plastic lip of this trailer and mount these U-bolts. Definitely not. I want something much more secure than that. So I've got some metal angle and flat bar that I'm going to use to make a reinforcing structure to mount these things very, very securely. What I've got here is some 1¼ aluminum angle and some 1¼ aluminum flat bar and these U-bolts. And it so happens that this metal fits pretty well right on this plastic lip on the top, and the 1¼ fits well underneath in the pocket that's created underneath here. You kind of see this little channel. Well, I'm going to cut down some of this aluminum angle, fit it inside that pocket, drill the holes that I need to mount the U-bolts, and then on the front here I'll have, I think, one pair of U-bolts kind of inset a few inches from either end, and then on the back the same thing, a pair of U-bolts, and then along the sides we'll have 1, 2, 3 U-bolts on both sides. So we'll have 10 U-bolts all around the edges of this in a formation that'll allow me to use rope or bungees or whatever I want to tie down goods inside this while we're bumping down the road over at the Copper River. Now let's see how long we want to make that. That is about in that straight section there. Got 29 inches before it starts to curve. So, and these are little 3-foot pieces that I picked up. I've got 2 of these, one for the front, one for the back. So I'll cut these down to 30 inches. And this is a 6-foot piece that I'll have to cut down to a couple of 30-inch sections. No problem. All right, 30 inches right there. I picked up this nice abrasive cutoff saw off of Facebook Marketplace, as I do so many of my treasures. Let's see where we are. All right. This thing is super loud, so I'm going to have to put on some hearing protection. Another 30-inch piece. so what I want to do next here is kind of figure out my layout. You know, how does this sit when it's centered on here? Where do I want the U-bolts to sit when I'm using them to tie down materials inside the cart? The first thing is to figure out where's the center. So the center of this piece is going to be right there at 15 inches. So I'm just going to make a little tiny mark there. And then the center of the cart I can find, because that's 36 inches there, and 18 will be the center of the cart. So that's our center point for this piece, where that'll be right in the middle. I'll just clamp this down temporarily, just to hold it in place while we're looking at this. I don't think there's any real right or wrong answer here. It's really going to be about what's just convenient to use. So obviously I want to have it inboard of the storage area, and I don't know, I could cross that way with one cord and cross this way with another if I wanted to do diagonals, or just one straight back to the other. It gives me a few options here. If I put them too close, then there's not much happening out here in this area with the strap. If I run a strap down here, then I've got this open space. So I think I want it kind of close to the edge, but not right up against it. Maybe like 6 inches in or so. That's about 6 inches from the edge of that piece to the center of the hoop on that U-bolt, which is 4 inches from the edge of the cart, inside dimension of the cart. So 6 inches from the end of the support brace there, 6 inches there. How does that look? Easy enough to reach across and hook something. Hook something there. That's pretty good, I guess. Again, there's really no right or wrong answer to this, so I think I'm just gonna pick something and run with it. And now what I'll have to do is take these guys and drill a pair of holes through the bar, through the cart, and then once that's done, I can sandwich this together with this piece, the brace that'll go underneath, and use this as a template for drilling this. I went with this angle aluminum, or aluminum angle, because it's going to provide some rigidity under there. It's not going to flex like this flat bar will. So with that sitting underneath there, that's going to really stiffen up this whole edge. Likewise with these two left and right edges and the rear edge, they're going to be really stiffened by having that metal piece. Any way to kind of fold this at all, even with the force of some ratchet straps or something like that. I think just to make my life a little easier, I'm gonna put just the one leg right there at 6 inches and the other one inboard of that. Okay. What's the measurement on these guys? They are 1 inch center to center. Okay, that's extremely useful. Well, we're going to start by finding the center of this. Now that's 1 1/4 inches, so that's going to be 5/8. And we're going to mark with the punch so I can drill that hole and not have the bit walk on me. Nice. 5/8 right in the middle, right on that line I marked at 6 inches. Okay. This is also 1 inch wide, which is very convenient a lot of the time for things like this. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there who know a whole lot more than me about fabrication. I'd be interested to hear any tips or tricks from those who know more about what are some shortcuts and things they could do to make this all easier and faster. Because, boy, I can feel it that I'm really going slowly on this. But at the same time, it's one of my neighbors flying over. At the same time, I guess I want to make sure I'm more sure that I'm accurate on this than reaching peak efficiency. All right, I do believe those are marked where I need them. All right, what's our diameter on this guy? How much hole do I need? 1/4 inch, I think, is what it says on the package. Yeah. Another appearance from my Ryobi collection. Prized collection of Ryobi tools that just work great for me as a homeowner. Have tremendous value. Value proposition is even if I had to buy these twice in the same time that I would use in Milwaukee, I wouldn't be spending nearly what a Milwaukee costs. All right, let's see if we can do this. Maybe I should start with a smaller bit first. Drill a pilot hole through this aluminum. Let's do that. Let's do a 1/8 pilot hole first, so we can get this thing nice and clean. It's one of those times I wish I had kept my drill press before moving up here instead of giving it away. I'm just going to have to run the vacuum because they're getting everywhere. All right, now we'll go ahead and step up to 1/4. Nice thing with drilling aluminum, it's pretty soft. It's really not that hard to put holes in it. Let's see, is a quarter big enough? Why, yes. Yes, it is. Good, and those lined up nicely. I guess my real question is going to be, how am I going to get these tight on here in the way that I want? Because, yeah, you know, I think I need a second set of nuts on these to really clamp them in position where I want them, because this sitting on top isn't going to do anything. Yeah, that's just sitting there. So I'm going to need some more nuts on there. What are these? Probably quarter 20. We'll borrow from another U-bolt while we kind of prototype this out. But I think what I want to do here is set a couple of nuts on the top surface. And use those to kind of set the height. And I think what I really want is no exposed threads on top. So we can do that. And then this guy will be a kind of a bearing plate underneath, and voila. So I think that'll work pretty well. I'm going to go ahead and make the other holes. Okay, folks, here's going to be the moment of truth. I'm going to drill holes in my trailer. It will no longer be all original. Double check this centering once I get this secured in position. Go, that is right there. All right, here we go. And now to drill the final set of holes here to allow us to clamp this together. A little bird's nest there. So I sort of neat the little chips that come off when you're drilling metal. Alright. Been pretty good. I'll have to hit that with a little rat tail file later. These are super sharp. Just another little side note, I think I've had this little Workmate workbench for, I don't know, 20, 30 years, something like that. These things are awesome. If you don't mistreat them, they can last a really long time. It's a really good little portable table and vise all in one. Now, I think I could have made this a little cheaper if I had gone with the angle iron instead of aluminum angle, but I wanted it lightweight, and I really like working with aluminum. I like drilling through it much better than iron, or mild steel, I should say. That material just really takes a toll on drill bits. Especially if you're lazy like me and don't bother putting any cutting oil on it. I don't even know if you really need cutting oil on something so soft as aluminum. I guess it might help, but I'm also running the drill pretty slowly. Okay, well, there you have it. We have our first set of U-bolts attached here with this nice piece of reinforcing metal on both the top and the bottom. And that is going to be pretty sturdy. I don't think there's anything that I'm going to put in here that's going to create such a load that we'd have any issues with this. Obviously, I have to torque these down. And I'm going to put some Loctite on these to make sure they stay on once they're on. There's no reason to really take them off. I may not put Loctite on the ones I put back here because I'm going to want to be able to remove this piece more easily, because this is still going to serve as a garden cart loading materials around the property, and I'm not going to want to have U-bolts sticking up here when I'm trying to dump materials. The sides and the front, those can stay on, I guess, forever, but that back one will have to be easily removable. Okay, well, that is going to be all the time I've got for this project for today. I'm pretty happy with the progress. I'll probably do just a quick update video when we use it down at the Copper River. You can see with the tie downs and everything how that all works. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy these little build videos, and subscribe if you want to see more of them. We'll see you next time.